Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Sherry and I go by Ladyfish Loot on YouTube, Facebook Marketplace, and eBay. Today's video is going to be my what sold for the month of October. And I will tell you I had a total of 18 sales and I was disappointed with that. We are in fourth quarter and October, November, and December are typically the months where resellers see the fruits of their labor. 18 sales was pretty dismal, and November is not shaping up to be so great either. So I guess I'm just going to keep hoping, stay positive, that as we get closer to the holidays, the sales will increase, and just be grateful for the sales I had, for which I am always grateful for every single sale that I have. So before we get started, I do want to ask that you like and subscribe. It helps me to grow my channel, and I would really appreciate it. A little housekeeping right now, a couple things I always like to tell you is that I will be referring to my notes and just to keep me on track. And also every item I buy is typically from a thrift store. If it's different than that, I will let you know. All right, let's go ahead and get started. The first item I sold was a Harry Lemon Pub Dublin polo shirt, size large, embroidered logo, Ireland. Now remember, these are keywords. This is not supposed to be a complete sentence or anything that makes sense. You are just jamming in as many keywords as you can to catch the correct buyer's eye. You want to find your buyer. So that is why there's just this mishmash of words like that. Okay. I also will tell you the month of October, I always run an annual sale. 13% off, and that is what is going to be reflected in these pricings. These prices as I explain them to you. This one, this polo shirt was on sale. It was originally listed for $29.99. On sale, $26.09. The buyer offered $22. I happily accepted. He was all in for $31.14, and my total profit was $11.54 on this item. I think I forgot to mention I paid $6.73 for this shirt. Back to the total profit. I did that in my last video and I liked it. It helped me. Again, these videos are my personal video diary of my life as a reseller, especially in my retirement years. So I'm going to continue to do that. I hope you enjoy it. I hope it's helpful, but it's something I do like to know what the total profit was on each particular item. All right, the next item I sold, okay, I'm going to chuckle a little bit about this because this was one of the items, I've mentioned this in a past video. I got in a bidding war with a person on an online auction, and I happen to know it was the same person because when I went to pick up all of my items that I purchased, which was close to 40 items, she was in there at the time, and she was complaining about this person, this other bidder, who kept bidding her up, and she wasn't getting the items she wanted. And the reason I know it was her is because in the cart she was wheeling out had all the items that I wanted, but I wasn't going to, I had to start backing down at some point. So I knew this was the lady. I saw the items. I knew this was the lady that we were kind of going back and forth. She stung me on a few of them. Out of the close to 40 items that I sold, I have taken a loss on probably 5 of them. But it's okay. I'm completely in the profit on this. It was a great auction pickup, and it was a lot of Lemax and Department 56 items that were retired. So you can imagine it was very good. It was a very good auction haul, and I wish I could have got more, but she was willing to spend more than I was on some, and I was willing to spend more on some than she was. So this was one that I spent more than I should have. It is a Department 56 Haunted Rails Curved Track Snow Village Halloween train. I paid $48 for this. It sold for $43.49, and the buyer was all in for $56.72. I took a loss on this item of $11.10. I will tell you, I have in my notes, and I noticed as I was going through this earlier, as I was looking through them, I have a lot of older things that sold in the month of October, and I'm happy about that. I am a long tail seller. I list it, I forget it. Sometimes I'll go in and massage prices, but that's the extent of what I do with my listings. Once I have taken those pictures and I've listed that item, I wrap it up, I put it in my storage unit, and it sits there till it sells. So I came across quite a few that went in the month of October that were very old, and I'll bring those to your attention. So this one, I don't know if I mentioned, but this was mentioned for, listed for 3 years, over 3 years, y'all. It's crazy, but it gets worse on some of these in here, or better, however you want to look at it. The next item I sold was also from an auction. I paid $2. It was a vintage 1978 Garfield cat standing, arms folded, pencil sharpener, Empire new old stock, lot of 2. Now, new old stock, for those who don't know, is something that, this was from the 70s, obvious 1978, but it had never been removed from its original packaging. So it's new old stock. So just keep that in mind. I had this on sale for $17.39. The buyer offered $16. They were all in for $23.99, and I had a total profit of $13.66 on this item. This one was listed for 2 years and 8 months. The next item I sold was a Jimmy Buffett Margaritaville Rum Run Iguana Ocho Rios Jamaica t-shirt, size medium. I spent $2 for this shirt. The buyer bought it for $17.39. They were all in for $25.34, and I had a total profit of $13.67. This one was also listed for over 3 years. The next item, I paid $1.99. It is a Notre Dame 2013 Discover BCS National Championship Bowl game ticket t-shirt, extra large. I sold it for $26.09. The buyer was all in for $35.04. My total profit was $20.18, and this was listed for 3 years and 6 months. Okay, this next item is something I bought as part of a retail arbitrage day. I was out at Home Goods, TJ Maxx, and Marshall's. This one I picked up at Home Goods, and I spent $14.99 for it. It is a new Ray Dunn Bon Appetit Black Coffin baking dish with lid, Halloween vampire decor. Now, the reason it's Bon Appetit is when you open the lid of this baking dish, that is what was written on the inside. It was really super cute. Okay, so again, I paid $14.99. The buyer bought it for $69.59. She was all in for she was all in for $90.71. And my total profit on that item was $49.15. Next item, Smart Wool Active Lined Skirt extra large, Twilight Gingham Merino Wool Blend pockets, Merino Wool Blend pockets. This sold for $26.09. Buyer was all in for $34.90. I forgot to mention I paid $2.14, and this was purchased at a store, a retail store that had a fill-a-bag, and I filled a bag for $30, and so I had I don't know how many pieces, but it equated to $2.14 each. So anyway, $34.90 all in, and my total profit was $21.12. Next item is I paid $3. It is a Jane's Addiction 2001 Jubilee Tour Concert Band t-shirt, Geisha Girls extra large vintage. The buyer purchased this for, I was asking $149.99. It was on sale, but the buyer sent an offer for $111, and I accepted, and they were all in for $118.99. My total profit on this t-shirt was $92.15, and this took 3 years, 4 months to sell. Next item is an Henri Toriart Angel Cherub Tuba figurine, musician, hand-painted, vintage, repaired. Now, I have several of these angels in my store, and they're all listed at $29.99, except for 3. This was one of the 3. They were damaged, so I listed them for $19.99. So, for my sale, the buyer paid $17.39, all in for $26.91. If I didn't mention, $1.82 is what I spent on this, and I bought this at an antique mall. There was 20 of them I purchased, $1.82 each, and my total profit on this item was $14.75. Okay, next item. This one makes me laugh also, because this is really old. This is almost 4 years took to sell. I paid $2.28. It is a KWOD 106 Sacramento radio station t-shirt, Brother Oliver's Wild Turkey Party extra large. It sold, well, I was asking $29.99. Sale price was $26.09. But the buyer offered me $15, and I grabbed it. I mean, my goodness, this has been listed for 4 years, guys. It was time to get rid of it. He was all in for $24.28, and my total profit was $11.08. Next item is a Jerry Seinfeld logo coffee mug. Ask not what I can do for you, Castle Rock Vintage. This item was only listed for a month. The reason I took this low offer is it had some dark marks on the interior of the mug, and so I just wasn't keen on holding on to that very long. I was glad to get this offer, actually. I had it listed for $14.99, so you know, you can tell by that price point that it was nothing great. It was not a great item. The buyer offered me $12.50, and I had it listed for $17.99. It was on sale for $15.65. Buyer offered $12.50, and I took it. He was all in for $24.58, and I had a total profit of $8.51. I purchased this at an antique mall for $2.79. The next item was, I purchased it for $9.62. It is a Disney Descendants 2 Uma Under the Sea doll, Hasbro. The saga continues, never removed from box. This was listed for $49.99. It was on sale for $42 and odd cents. I took a best offer of $40. The buyer was all in for $49.99. Buyer was all in for $52.99. And I had a total profit of $26.51. This item was listed for less than 2 weeks. So I was happy to grab that $40 and be done with it. I did mention I paid $9.62. Yeah. Okay, next item. This makes me smile because this is back when I was doing my bin days. The Goodwill bins, Goodwill outlet, whatever you call them. In your world, I call them the bins, and I loved going to the bins. I loved getting in there and getting my hands dirty, digging through mounds and mounds of clothing and hard goods, and coming away with some really, really great finds. This one was not so great, but I only paid $1.06 for it. It is a Vans tailored fit flannel shirt, size small. Size smalls always take a long time to sell. My best selling sizes are the large, extra large 2XLs. Green plaid button-up pockets, long sleeve. This was on sale for $13.05. The buyer offered me $10. I happily took it. And it sold for total. The buyer was all in for $22.04. And I made a profit of $9.52. I will tell you, this was listed for over 3 years as well. The next item, this is a lot of words I don't know how to pronounce, so just bear with me. I paid $3, and it is a vintage neck Zivon tambour, 1996 Tamburizita extravaganza t-shirt, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, extra large. Buyer gave me an offer of $22. It was on sale for $26.09. Buyer gave the offer of $22. They are all in for $31.19. And I made a total profit of $15.77. That one was listed for 3 years as well, over 3 years, probably 3.5 years by the date. The next item I purchased was from an auction, and I paid $4 for it. It's a vintage Disney Store Princess Snow White's Charm School graduate t-shirt, size extra large. I really thought this was going to sell better than it did, faster than it did, definitely for more than it did. It was a vintage Disney Store tag, Snow White. I don't know, it just didn't do very well. I had this is another one, over 3 years. So $4 paid for it at an auction, $26.09 on sale. Buyer offered me $20. I accepted, and they were all in for $29.37. And my total profit was $12.50. The next item, I only had this listed for less than 2 weeks. It might have been a week, honestly. And I took a best offer because I was just happy to get rid of it. I probably could have gotten everything I was asking for it, but again, I just want to move things. I want to get rid of things. It's a De Ruta Italian pottery Raffaellesco dragon teapot, hand painted, good luck vintage. I had it listed for $49.99. It was on sale for $42 and pennies. The buyer offered $40. Of course, I took that. They were all in for $57.03. And I had a total profit of $31.68 on the teapot. I did pay $3.59 for it. The next item, this was another retail arbitrage, and this was also picked up, no, this one was actually picked up at TJ Maxx. I paid $7.99 for it. It is a Ray Dunn Peanuts Snoopy Bowl, cutest pumpkin in the patch, Halloween, Thanksgiving. I had it listed for $24.99. It was on sale for $21.74. The buyer did offer me $19.74. That's an odd amount, but I took it. And he was all in for $30.96. And he left me the nicest feedback. But again, $30.96. I made a total profit of $9.74. And I'm sorry if my paper got in the way while I was reading that. If it did. I'm not even sure that it did. The next item I sold was a Ballard Designs letter E antique gold typesetter plaque, 11 inches. This was on, I paid $3.20 for it. It was on sale for $26.09. That is what they paid for it. They were all in for $37.71. And I made a total profit of $20.02. I still have the L, the O, and the V available. Okay. Oh, that was the end of it. That was 18 items. It went very quickly. I can tell you that my total sales for the month of October was $753.89. My selling costs were $246.50. And that is broken up in final value fees of $104.89. Shipping of $119.66, and I also include my store fee of $21.95. That is the cost of doing business. That comes out of my profit. The sales tax that was collected by eBay and paid on their behalf, which I'm grateful they do that for me, was $38.70. My cost of goods was $120.19. So my net was $348.50, which is approximately $83 a week. And my average selling price was $39.73 per item. I'm happy for that. I'll take that. $40, almost $40 an item. So that's it. Those are my sales for the month of October. I will tell you I'm going to be coming out shortly with another video. I went to my storage unit and I got another storage bin. I am slowly destroying my death pile, and that's another series of videos that I am doing. So look for that. But I do want to thank you for watching and for spending this time with me today, and I will see you the next time. Bye-bye.